fuck am I going to follow that? Jesus Christ. Nope. So I'm Lou. It's short for Louise, but the only people that call me that are the ones who are regularly inside me. My dentist and my doctor. I'm from a little town in the Midlands called Kettering. Anyone know it? Yeah, it's a shithole. It's pretty easy to eke out anyone that's from the Midlands because we can't fucking pronounce anything. There's some specific phrases that we really can't say. 3 words. Hot water bottle. And cotton wool balls. Yeah. So I got a bit sick of living in the Midlands and I moved to a big city where I became a nanny. Yeah, very exciting. It was really fun until I realised that I fucking hate kids. And I did like 10 years of corporate jobs and I realised that I got pretty bored and I actually missed looking after toddlers. So I did the next best thing. I moved back in with my parents. Yeah, if anyone's like slightly on the fence about having children, just live with your parents for a while. It's exactly the same, except where toddlers only know the word why, your parents also know who, what, where, and when. I honestly couldn't pick up any car keys for 6 months without a Spanish Inquisition from my mother. It was horrific. So I moved back to London. Yay! And I forgot that my parents are Aberdeen until a few weeks ago. It was my birthday, and I decided to invite them down to London to join me and my brother for a dinner. And it was all really nice. The first issue was on me. It was my fault because I booked a restaurant called Kettner's and none of us could fucking pronounce it. But we got there and I thought I'd play it safe and get something that my parents would like. My mum doesn't like too spicy because her head will explode, and my dad can't go too healthy because his arse will explode. So we went French. It was quite safe. And because it was my birthday, my parents had decided to bring me some gifts to open. It was my 30th and my dad decided that the one present that I really needed for my 30th was a metal detector. Yeah, solid present. Don't know why the fuck I got it, though. So I was sat at the table and I was opening my presents and I turned to my mother, who suddenly looks fucking awful, and ran away from the table. But the starters were coming, so we ignored her. And by the time we'd finished the starters, she wasn't back, so I had to go on the quest to find your mother. And I went to the bar, I couldn't find her. I went to the toilets, I also couldn't find her, and I was getting a little bit worried. I started walking back to the table, and there's my mother looking absolutely fine. And I thought, that's really weird. And I checked my phone, and I had a really heartfelt message from my brother. I'll treasure it forever. It said, "Mum's back, all fine, just needed a massive shit." So I was like, great. So we sit down and we've had the starter and the mains are coming. I ordered the rabbit, my brother ordered the pork, my parents both ordered coq au vin. Now, if you don't know coq au vin, it's like a casserole. It's sloppy. My brother and I had this crazy idea where we were going to eat our main course with a knife and fork. I turned to my parents, who have decided to eat a casserole hunched over with their bare hands. Yeah, and I thought, do you know what? It's fine. We've done the starter, we've done the main course. Like, I can get through this. We've got one course to go. It'll be okay. I was wrong. So the dessert comes, and I've ordered a cheese board. We're having a lovely time. It's 2 massive hunks of cheese and 3 teeny tiny pieces of bread. But I forge on and I eat these teeny tiny pieces of bread and I have the massive cheese. But I leave a bit of cheese. It's too much for me. And it's okay, we're getting ready to go. Dad's paid, thank fuck. And he stood there and I think, we're on the home straight, we're about to go home. My parents are gonna be normal. And he looks at me and he sees the cheese left on my plate. And he's like, "You gonna finish that?" I'm like, "Oh no, Dad, there wasn't enough bread." He's like, "Well, ask the waiter for some more bread." I'm like, no, it's fine, you'll miss your train. And I look at my dad and he looks at the cheese and the cheese looks at him. And he stood in the middle of this fucking fancy restaurant, and he reaches down and he grabs the cheese with his fist and he shoves it in his gob, burps, and walks away. We were so fucking close to being a normal family, but we failed. So if anyone here works in a care home and is looking for some new residents, give me a shout after the show.